All right, these winds have stayed really strong and out of the south basically all day long. The last couple of days we've been dealing with these stronger wind gusts, and I expect that trend to continue through the end of the week, even into the first part of the weekend, out ahead of our next front. Right now, winds are sustained out of the south between 15 and 25 miles per hour. Like I said, that'll continue through Friday afternoon as the wind direction stays out of the south. That changes on Saturday as our next front slides in, which will bring seasonably cool air just in time for Easter Sunday. We're going to be dealing with some added gusts to above 30 miles per hour through the end of the week. These strong south winds helping to pull up that Gulf moisture, which is a key ingredient in the development of thunderstorms. Another key ingredient is heating. Temperatures are already in the upper 70s and low 80s, but because storms are expected to move in during the late night, we don't have that significant heating, which will help lessen that severe weather risk for the Metroplex and points to the east. I'll show you more about that in just a second. Real quick, though, we officially recorded the warmest March on record ever at the DFW airport with an average temperature of 67.6 degrees. And yeah, we felt every bit of it with unseasonably warm air through the majority of the month. Really only one day that we were reminded that it was still officially winter, and that was a couple weeks ago where we stayed in the 40s. All those other highs and lows averaged out to be the warmest on record. Upper 70s and low 80s out there right now. We're taking a look over Fort Worth. And again, those winds very gusty and out of the south. You could see, too, on satellite and radar, that deck of clouds that we've been waking up to the last couple of mornings has stayed put through this afternoon. Skies will remain mostly cloudy, winds stay breezy, and the dew point stays high. Just a few showers and rumbles ongoing across the southeastern part of the state. Now let's break down those shower and thunderstorm chances. The first round late tonight and early tomorrow morning. We get a brief lull tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. The second round will likely be in two separate parts. Friday afternoon, Friday evening is a dry line and a pretty decent disturbance lifts overhead, with the second part of that second round Saturday morning in the form of a cold front and more widespread heavy rain in the forecast, but a lower severe weather risk. Speaking of that severe weather risk, showers and storms look to approach from the west after sunset tonight. In fact, we've kind of pushed back that timing slightly. I wouldn't be surprised if storms don't approach western parts of North Texas until the late night hours, maybe even towards midnight. But those initial storms that move in from the west will have the greatest chance to become strong to severe, with the potential for hail as well as damaging winds and a tornado threat that is low, but it's not zero, especially along the leading edge. That line looks to move into the immediate Metroplex through the very early morning hours tomorrow, likely between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. before heading off to the east and southeast shortly after sunrise. Now, there's a chance that could be a little bit, that could be adjusted as we head into the nighttime hours, but this is kind of the latest data that's coming out. So this is midnight tonight. Storms just now approaching western parts of North Texas, moving into the Metroplex between 2 and 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, a little bit later for areas to the south and west and the south and east, where storms look to linger longer a little bit after sunrise before we see that break Thursday afternoon. Maybe a couple more pop-up showers and rumbles possible, and that is it. So again, that severe risk a little bit higher for areas to the west and northwest. For the strongest storms along the leading edge of that broken line, 55 to 65 mile per hour gusts will be possible, potentially hail up to the size of ping pong balls, and that very low tornado threat. That's round number one. Round number two, two separate parts. The first part, Friday afternoon, Friday evening, as a dry line and a disturbance lifts overhead, but there will be a cap that's in place. Do we break the cap? That's going to be the question. More widespread heavy rain Saturday morning as a cold front heads in. About 80% coverage with that next round Saturday morning, and I think we could tack on easily a couple of inches of rain with some isolated higher rainfall totals for the first few days of April. On your forewarned 7-day forecast, April roaring in like a lion after we, well, closed out the month of March on a fairly quiet note. But the good news is we're quiet just in time for Easter Sunday. Temperatures look to stay in the 60s.